USB Device Control is an add-on module for Falcon Insight and provides control and visibility for USB devices in your environment. The following Windows USB device classes are supported. Falcon console users must have the Device Control Manager role in order to create and edit device control policies. To create a user role, click the User Management app on the console sidebar. Edit the intended user and select Device Control Manager to add the role. To create a new device control policy, go to Configuration, USB Device Policies on the console sidebar. Click Add New Policy. Enter a name and optional description for your policy. We recommend your first device control policy be in monitor-only mode. Monitor-only allows you to track violations of the policy without enforcement, so you can add exceptions later if you need to. Next, set your policy's device access permissions. Click a USB device class to configure policy settings for that class. Let's set a full block for the mass USB storage class, which will prevent personal USB storage drive use in our organization. You can also use any class, which will block all USB drive types. Click Edit Policy to confirm the mode you'll be running in. In this case, we have Monitor Only selected, which will track intended violations without enforcement, so we can test the policy settings in advance. The End User Notification option provides tray notifications to end users when a USB device is blocked by the policy. Next, we'll set exceptions for this policy. Exceptions are based on a USB device's vendor ID and product ID, along with serial number. The easiest way to get vendor ID information on your device in advance is to insert your USB drive into your host and inspect the properties for the connected drive. Click on the Hardware tab, then double-click your inserted drive, then click the Events tab. Now inspect the device configured event and scroll down to obtain the drive IDs and serial number. We'll decode the information in this notepad. To create a device exception manually, select Manual Entry, then copy the information you obtained from inspecting the USB properties, along with the vendor and product names. Ensure that you have the correct device class assigned for the exception. An alternative method for device exceptions utilizes the device combined ID. Since we're running in monitor mode, browse to the Investigate app and view the USB device usage report to obtain the combined ID for our inserted USB drive. Locate the corresponding event info, then highlight the combined ID value for your policy violation. Now that we have our exceptions configured, we can save the policy. Finally, we'll assign this policy to the desired host groups. Click the Assignment tab, then add groups to the policy. Select your intended groups and click Apply. You must then enable the policy, which can take up to 40 minutes to be enforced on active hosts. This policy is now complete. View reports and USB drive activity in your environment from the Investigate app, USB Device Control. All device activity in your environment is clearly noted by device type. As noted earlier, you can use the USB Device Usage Report to assist in creating exceptions by reviewing violations for policies running in monitor-only mode. The Device Blocks dashboard shows instances of USB devices that were blocked by a USB device policy set to full block on any host. The Policy Violations dashboard shows events that match a USB policy set to monitor-only mode. Blocked devices would have been prevented if the policy was set to enforce mode. Finally, files written to USB gives you full visibility of the files being written to USB drives by hostname and file name.